Okay, so Thursday, 21st of August 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. I can do better, but should I? Should I do better? Now, one interesting dilemma with regards to relationships that has often emerged consistently is when to settle, we could say, in a sense of fundamentally, can I do better than this current woman that I'm with? And then there's some mathematical way to approach it to say which woman should I settle with. It's pick a benchmark, and then the next time you beat that benchmark, say 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 women later, that's the one to settle for. Okay, but we can go deeper and a little more humanistic, because that's a very mathematical, clinical way of approaching it. But another way of looking at it, a very humanistic way, is should I do better? Now, that's an extremely subjective opinion and standard, a metric, but it's very valid. I can do better than this woman. Yeah, there's millions more women. I can attract them, time, whatever else, usual buzzwords. But then thinking, well, should I really? Because is it good enough? Is she good enough? Will it get better? Well, yes, no, maybe. Time, priorities, values, standards, and projecting and planning things, 20, 30 years in the future. Well, how would this today, tomorrow, this is things like that. But it's a very interesting way of looking at it with regards to I can do better than this woman and that one and that one, but just because I can do better doesn't mean that I should pursue better women in general. Is this one particular here good enough? That's an interesting question to ask. Because I see some men in general that kind of did the opposite. I think that they can do better, but they did not. So do you see how there's interesting potential there? You see the interesting dichotomy. I can do better, but should I? I can do better, but I did not. Whoa, that's interesting. In a sense of I look over here and I think, had this person done a few of the things different, applied himself and built and waited and focused and whatever else and other things like that, then maybe he could have gotten better in life. He could have reached more of his potential. That's fundamentally what we're looking at here, the potential. How close is this woman to the ideal potential, in terms of compatibility, value, standards, priorities, time frame, you name it. Because I think some men could have done better, and some men did better than expected, let's say. But I noticed that a lot of them, I did a video about this actually, embrace meritocracy, embrace meritocracy, reject mediocrity. About 2 years ago now, I guess. In a sense of they could have done better, but they didn't. What happened? What went wrong? And my general going idea right now is it's got to do with self-esteem. That's something I'm curious to look at into now, but that's another conversation. It starts in here, the heart and mind and soul, to be poetic, in a sense of I don't think I can do better. I can't do better. This is as good as it's gonna get. Oh, woe was me, woe was me. Oh, woe was me. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Because I think as a man we can always do better in life. Do more stuff, climb more mountains, run more marathons, drive further, do more things in life, make more money, you name it. Build and create and do more stuff. By doing and achieving and creating, we increase our confidence, our character, and that helps perpetuate other things in life, standards, values, priorities, goals, objectives, plans, you name it. I want X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, D, E, F, and G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. I'm going to make it happen. Over here, maybe A, B, C, things like that. And I'd rather have this personality because it pushes and achieves and strives to get the goals more so than that one. Yeah, powerful stuff. And that spills into relationships. Then I think, this woman here, I can do better. Here's the evidence, here's proof. But should I? Should I? Weighing things up. Whereas other men, I can do better, but I didn't. And this could be, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, you name it, whatever time frame. That's powerful. Because then we can go deeper at a much more meta level to say, I did the best I could in this situation with the information I had at the time and knowledge and experience and self-esteem, and I did the best. I took the best course of action I could, and because of that, I have no regrets. Even though 10 years later, I would know many more things, 20 years later, know even many, many more things, But that's the dragnet thing I talked about, the cost of discovery I talked about in other videos. Learn these things now, not 20 years from now. That way the decision today can be as optimized as possible. So in the future, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, the regret is exponentially minuscule. As optimized as possible today. That's the important meta strategy, meta signal. That's looking at us right in the face as we peel back the layers. Powerful stuff. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.